All right, so we've got a whole ton of Hemi cores here today. I'm gonna pick one to take apart. Dustin's gonna help me take it apart. We picked this one. It looks like it's got some oil sludging in there, so I think it'll be a pretty good example of what can happen to these Hemi engines when they overheat and when things go wrong. So let's take a look. So we definitely picked the perfect Hemi core for this type of thing. This had so much oil sludge. I had never really seen anything like that before today. But as you can see, if you look down towards our feet, you'll see how we actually had to scrape out all of that sludge just to get to the bolt so that we could take the heads off of the unit. Okay, so Dustin and I finally got this core apart after a lot of scraping, and I just wanted to show you guys what oil sludge in a Hemi looks like. So for starters, the oil sludging inside these cylinder heads is crazy. We actually had to scrape that out so that we could get to the bolts to take the heads off. You can see a whole lot of sludging. And these engines are known to overheat once they get into high mileage. And basically what happens is the oil gets baked and caked inside the cylinder heads and pretty much everywhere else. And that's the notorious oil sludging that the Hemis are known for. Now, the other thing with these units is that you will often hear about the valve seats dropping in and damaging the engine. So let's take a look at what that looks like. Okay, so as you can see right here, this little metal part sticking up right there, that's gonna be your valve seat. Those valve seats are made out of steel. Now the cylinder heads are made out of aluminum. So what happens when this engine starts to overheat is the aluminum expands, the steel doesn't, and the valve seats drop down into the engine. And so basically you'll have a valve that is stuck open because of that. And I've got a piston here that is collision with that valve that is stuck open. And then I just wanted to show you this one too. This one's got like a whole chunk missing there, which is pretty interesting. Now, one of the things that I did find kind of interesting was that the cam on this unit was actually in pretty good condition. There were a couple spots that were starting to wear, which of course is not a good thing, but for how bad the sludging was in here, I was definitely surprised to see that the cam wasn't that messed up. And then just as an example of like what overheating does to the actual metal, like look at this discoloration here. That is all from just simply overheating. And of course that absolutely destroys an engine.